The latest. Thank you for your love and support. I appreciate you all. When you look at what is happening currently in Africa, nobody will tell you the reason to which those in the democratic elected are so scared. They are so scared because people are exposing them and their roots are shaking. There's something that we all need to learn from what is happening in this Iran-US war, and that is power, defending yourself, and military capability. So our leaders in the Sahel know this very well. And that is the reason to which are all the savior, the protector, the unifier, the messiah, the king of kings, the most loved, General Assimi Goita, decided to upgrade. He empowered our military in the Sahel regions. And that is the reason to which we are seeing that all the Sahelian leaders are acquiring a lot of things. Today, the streets of Bamako is blazing, full of joy. The people are celebrating because our leader, our all-in-all, has imported another set of equipment from Russia. See, our leaders always have a wonderful approach. They are not getting their things from only one side. Sometimes they are getting it from China, other times it's from Russia, other times it's from Korea, other times it is from Iran. And we can also see this thing happen during this Iran war, whereby people are coming out to tell us that even China is preparing to send other air defenses there. We are seeing that they are blaming Russia for providing intelligence, logistics, and other things, to the point that they even came out to tell us that some of the ballistic missiles that they are using are actually from North Korea. And that is the reason to which Iran is able to do away with these people. And that even some of the technology they use in building these things are from different countries. And this is what our leaders in Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso are doing for us. Unlike those who are sitting in African Union, Addis Ababa, calling for reparation, and the same people who are telling us that AU is unfit for purpose, but they are the same people who are signing deals with France.
From the highest authorities and in the dynamic of the farmers' rising power, yesterday, Thursday, April 9, 2026, an important convoy of military equipment arrived in Bamako, which sparked strong reactions of joy and pride among the population. Let's follow these comments together. An exceptional military convoy passed through Bamako yesterday, Thursday, marking the arrival of a significant batch of military equipment. Among this equipment are combat armored vehicles, containers, and other state-of-the-art materials. This event is part of the vision for modernizing defense tools advocated by the transitional president, General Assimi Goita, aiming to strengthen the operational capabilities of the Malian armed forces. The reception of this military convoy marks a significant step in the modernization of the Malian armed forces. It reflects the transitional authorities' desire to strengthen national security and effectively address current security challenges.
Mali continues to strengthen its military capabilities. This Friday, April 10th, 2026, new equipment was received by the Malian Armed Forces, a delivery that is part of military cooperation with Russia, Bamako's strategic partner in the fight against terrorism. In the images shared, convoys of equipment are visible upon their arrival, marking a new step in the strengthening of the Malian army. This equipment supports ongoing operations on the ground in a security context still marked by the presence of armed groups in several regions of the country. The objective is therefore to strengthen operational capabilities, improve troop mobility, and increase the effectiveness of interventions.
Peace prepares for war. That is why the president continues to strengthen and equip the Tatagimisa Malian armed forces with state-of-the-art equipment.
It's a Our strong message for the enemies of the nation to lay down their arms. We thus thank General Assimi Goita and his Minister of Defense, General Sadio Kamara. We thank all the Malian people who made the sacrifice to achieve this today so that we can have this equipment today.
This reception is part of a broader dynamic initiated several months ago by the Malian authorities determined to equip their army with means suited to the realities on the ground. Beyond Mali, the entire Sahel region is concerned. Through the AMISAPO to the Alliance of Sahel States, the member countries display a common will to confront terrorism by relying more on their own forces and strengthening their military cooperation. In this momentum, the acquisition of equipment and the strengthening of national armies reflect a clear strategy to regain the initiative on the security front. The message is unambiguous. In the context of persistent threat, the states of the Alliance of Sahel States are preparing to intensify the fight against terrorism with reinforced means and increased coordination. On the ground, this new equipment could play a decisive role in upcoming operations, because against a mobile and difficult to contain enemy, every reinforcement counts. Mali is moving forward, and with it, the entire security architecture of the Sahel is being reshaped.
Calling the same people to come here and train our military, and when they finish, they tell us that we need their drones, we need their technology. So when finally you are in bad terms with these people, which of the technology will you use to defend yourself against them? Because everything that you have is from them, and they know what they give to you. Iran has shown us a way, and I think these leaders by now, if truly they are African leaders, they would have changed their approach. But we are still seeing them moving from one Paris to London to Washington, and they'll keep moving. Because these leaders, as long as they are not chasing after them, are not leaders who are doing something good for us. And those of us who are still mentally enslaved and we believe that the leaders in Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, just because they are not using the oppressors' rule, they are not doing anything meaningful for their people. Where are you? Look at the things that they are getting for their army, equipping them to protect their people, self-defense, providing our own security. Yet your leaders are moving from one place to the other, calling people to come into the continent in the name of protection while our resources are moving out, as if the African doesn't have any power to protect him or herself. Yet these same leaders who claim they are for our interests have forgotten how the African fought in World War II to protect these French people and even the British. So if today we sit here making ourselves more powerless, yet at the end of the day, we are the same people who are sending resolutions claiming that slavery is the gravest crime, and for that matter, reparation needs to be paid, then we need to wake up. We really need to wake up to the point that we are quoting Bob Marley that we really need to emancipate ourselves. I don't think that we are ready to emancipate ourselves if we still believe less in our ability. Look at what the Sahelian leaders are doing, acquiring all the things that they need to protect themselves and not sitting down for other people to come here and protect us. Nobody protection or security can ever protect the African. Garment, a borrowed garment can never keep you warm. So we believe in that people must come here and establish their bases, believing that these are the people who can come here and defend us. We even heard that when this thing happened between them and Iran, their bases were on fire to the point that they were hiding in hotels, in civilian places, change their titles so that they cannot be recognized. We saw what these people were going through before they called for a ceasefire, how they were running away, leaving their bases, to the point that even the people that believe so much in them exchange their oil for protection, and that is the reason to which we have the petrodollar today, came out telling the whole world that the security that they thought these people could give them, the people are nowhere to be found. When things became hot, they ran and left them. But with all of these things that are happening, that we can see, and it's not something that is history, we still have the same leaders who claim they are Pan-Africans, still signing the same deals and calling these same people to come into Africa to set us free or protect us. And we are so happy and proud of our leaders because they are the only hope of the African. We are all excited because we need all these things before people can stay away from us. We are seeing the reason to which they are calling for ceasefire in Iran and asking Iran to come to the negotiation table. People who claim they are the superpowers are the ones that are doing backdoor. And when they finish, they'll come out and tell us how they have decimated everything, how their missile capabilities are gone, yet they'll keep on tweeting and keep on doing backdoor begging for a ceasefire. Why? Because Iran has been able to empower itself, and that is the reason to which people who thought they could do away with Iran when they are crying to the point that they came out telling the world that nobody warned them about Iran's military capability, missile capability, drones capability. They never expected what they met in Iran. And this is what AES leaders are doing. And this is the message they are sending to these democratic elected. Believe that the African must continue to be a slave. And that is the only time you can call yourself somebody who is independent on a paper. Forgetting that true independence is when you decide your fate, you decide your security, and take control over your resources. United we stand, divided we fall, and united we keep standing forever and ever. The greatest enemy of the African is mental slavery. So let's decolonize ourselves from mental slavery. Let's keep sharing to educate our brothers and sisters. Together we'll make Africa great for ourselves and the next generations that are going to come. So that's the latest around the world, in Africa, West Africa, and in Mali.